morning, grade 4s. Today we are going to review what you need to know for language, especially for your quiz that is coming up tomorrow. So, I just want to go over the different parts of a sentence that we've talked about so far. We have nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, and a little bit of pronouns, but that won't be major for tomorrow. These are the four that we need to sort of understand. So first of all, a noun is a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. It's an it. It's usually the subject of your sentence. It is a thing that you can talk about. A verb is an action word, so it's what the thing is doing. These can be really obvious words like run, jump, climb, or they can be trickier words like our helping verbs like was, is, has. All of these can also be verbs. An adjective always describes a noun, so it describes a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. That is the only thing an adjective can describe. Sometimes adjectives can be things like, oh, this belongs to him, so it could be something like his, her, those sort of words that work. Also, adjectives involve articles like it and the, or a, or any of those. Those are types of articles. They also describe nouns. An adverb, on the other hand, describes everything else. So it can describe a verb, it can describe an adjective, or it can describe another adverb. So those are the ones to watch out for. If it's not an adjective, it's most likely an adverb. So with that said, we are going to do an exercise straight from your textbook. It is on page 204. It is Think H. Now Think H tells us to identify the underlined words by writing N for noun, V for verb, pro for pronoun, ADJ for adjective, or ADV for adverb. So one final reminder, our pronouns are any of these. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Those are what they're talking about in terms of pronouns. So what we're going to do is we're going to read through part of this. We're not going to do the whole thing together, but we are going to do a little bit of it together. So, what is the oldest thing in your house? We need to know what oldest is and what your is. So first of all, we think, is oldest a person, place, thing? No. It's not a verb either. It looks like a describing word. It's describing something. So it's either going to be an adjective or an adverb. We just need to figure out what it's describing. So what is the oldest thing? Oldest thing, it's describing a thing. Thing is a noun, a person, place, thing, or whatever. So if it is describing a noun, it must be an adjective. So next to number 1, we're going to write ADJ for adjective. Now we'll look at number 2. What is the oldest thing in your house? That's a possessive word. The house, so it's describing house, house belonging to you. House is a noun, which means that your is describing a noun. And what describes nouns? Why, it's our adjectives. So number 2 is also an adjective. Let's keep reading. Is it books? Is it pictures? Is it furniture? Now, what type of word is number 3, furniture? Is furniture a person, a place, or thing? Why, yes it is, so it must be a noun. So I'm going to put an N for noun. No, there is something older than any of these. It is water. It is one of those special words up here, so it is a pronoun. P-R-O for pronoun. Water is as old as anything in the world. The second verse, second, what type of word is second? Is it a person, place, thing? Nope. Is it a describing word? It is. What is it describing? Well, it's describing the verse. Verse is a person, place, or thing. So if it's describing a noun, it must be an adjective. Second verse in the Bible is Genesis 1:2, and it says, and the earth was without form. The word was. What type of word is was? Well, was is a verb. It's one of those special state of being verbs, but it is indeed a verb. Without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Is darkness describing something? Nope, darkness is an idea. This one's a tricky one, so this is the last one I'll give you. But darkness is actually a noun. It's an idea of something or a thing. So there we go. That's sort of how those work. Now, as a bonus, we're just going to look at the bottom two to really practice some of these skills. So we're going to look at whether or not the word is an adjective or an adverb, remembering that the difference is an adjective describes a noun, an adverb describes verbs, adjectives, or adverbs, so anything that's not a noun. So let's just try a few of these out. So above each italicized word, write ADJ or ADV for adverb or adjective. In the blank, write the word it describes. The tired campers walked slowly. So what word is slowly describing? Well, it's describing how the person walked. So on the line, I'm going to write walked. That's the word it's describing. Now, walked is a verb. So if it's describing a verb, it must be an adverb. ADV for adverb. Next, Adrian's grades were good. What is good describing? Is it describing how things were? No, but it is describing the grades. Grades is a noun. I'm going to write grades over here because that's what it's describing. Grades is a noun. If it's describing a noun, it must be an adjective. One more. That little dog barks fiercely. Fiercely is describing not the dog, but how the dog barks. So if it's describing barks, which is a verb, it must be an adverb. There we go, grade 4s. Keep up the good work. Keep on working through this page. And remember, you do have a quiz coming up, so make sure you know the difference between noun, verb, adjective, and adverb.